Hi guys, welcome back. I'm just working on my the second part of the journal, the cake and bake journal. I just thought I'd switch the camera on and just show you what I'm doing after the fiasco from yesterday where I lost the file. So I just thought I'd just stick the camera on and show you what I'm up to, that I'm kind of still clipping out some of the images that I've backed, so that they could be journal spots. And I think I was saying yesterday that it doesn't, well, I said on the original video yesterday that I lost, that it doesn't really matter what order you do all this in. Like, some people like to create all the ephemera first and with, you know, and do the backing as they go along, but you know, I tend to not really worry about that. I like to do it afterwards, and then, you know, once I've seen where the whole journal's going, then I can decide how many journal spots I want, how many tags I want, whether I want them to be back with pretty paper or whether I want them all to be journaling spots. I'm creating a lot of journal spots in this particular one, simply because you know, it's one of those journals that you're going to need a lot of space to write. If someone's using it as a recipe book, or just to store special recipes from family, you need somewhere to write it all. So yeah, that's why I'm doing that. Thank you from the tip from one of my subscribers yesterday. I'll have to look at your name, who said you're out of shot, Luann. So I put the tape on just to make sure I'm no longer out of shot. So I hope that's helping today. But thank you very much for the tip. See, I need that. I need your guys' opinion. Support is really essential when you're starting it out. You need to say, look, you're a little bit out of shot, or could you talk slower, or could you just shut up talking? Anything like that. Any help is much appreciated. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick cut out of these. These are the ones I've done so far. Okay. And that's a nice little piece of ephemera in there now with the recipe on the back. And this is sort of how I finish a page, really. I kind of check to make sure. I mean, sometimes the pieces that you've made, you might want to distress the back, or have some sort of vintage paper on the back. But as I say, because this is a cooking journal, a cake and bake journal, there has to be room for whoever owns it to write. So there's lots of blank cards and lots of journal cards. So as you can see, I've kind of used some of the paper in the kit and some of the ephemera in the kit just to back these. You know, that's a good thing actually, because often in kits you get additional papers that kind of match, so they're great for backing. You can see I've just backed that one, and that can go in there. This one doesn't need much trimming. Make that a bit rough and ready as well. I cut around the edge. Scissors for this one, I think. Sometimes I like the smaller scissors because you've got more control with them, I think, for the sort of fussy cutting and things. I don't know what you think. I quite like it. There we go. But it's totally up to you. It's what you like. So there we go. There's another journal card. And this is generally how I do them all the time. I just kind of decide what I want on the back, and I do it afterwards. But as I say, again, you can do it any way that you want. I'm just kind of making this one a bit more, making the edge a bit more rough, you know. And if you have to go over it, like I'll probably go over that with some distress ink in just a sec. Let's get rid of all those scraps. Just go over it again with some distress ink. See if there's any on there. I don't think there is actually. Let's just grab my pad. You know, you can do that and just take the white out of it. There we go. Nice and easy. And that one can then go in to there, which is I think where we had it to start with. Oops, there we go. Okie dokie, so let's just quickly snip this one, and this is what I'll do for the entire journal. I'll just go through it, create some more journaling spots, make sure everything is backed and looks great. But as I say, you might be the type of person that can't bear that. You might want to just do each page individually. It's a nice little journal spot there. Before you move on, I know that there's a lot of people, when they are doing a tutorial, they'll finish one complete page. So their tutorial may only be, you know, half an hour, and they'll have done 2 pages. And you know, I may do a journal like that one day, because it depends what mood I'm in. But often with ones like this, I will just do this at the end. I think it's because I get excited about the layout of the journal, so I kind of want to get that done first. But as I say, it's entirely up to you what you do. So we'll just snip that forward. Oop, snip that bit there. Find a little hole punch. And again, I've got a little bit of white there which I can just snip off, or you could go around and just distress, cover up any white parts that are there. Whatever you like to do. My dogs just had the zoomies a minute ago. I have 4. They're all very tiny, so it sounds like a lot, but they're not. You know, if you put them all together, they'd make one large Labrador. The problem is with small dogs, they can be quite yappy, as you can probably hear, because they've just started again in the garden. But they only really bark when there's someone at the back, which is always a problem when you live next door to a field. They don't like people getting near their territory. But it's normally started by the smallest one out of the pack, which is Jessie, and she's only 8 pounds. I may share some pictures of them later. But she's a terrorist. A doggy terrorist. She creates havoc wherever she goes. She's yeah, she's she's so naughty sometimes, but she is adorable. But she does have a large trap on her, as you can probably hear. And for my American friends, if you have a large trap, it means mouth. Try not to use too many colloquialisms from the UK. It's what we say when we say someone's being a bit trappy. It's being a bit mouthy. And that is my dog. So yeah, I'm just cutting this out, and I'm a little bit off camera. This is the last one I'm going to do, and then I'll just sort of show you how I touch up the journal from there. Yeah, she's it's a good job I have lovely neighbours. Oh, Jess, she's having a howl now. Oh, goodness me. One of my neighbours has dogs herself, so she doesn't really have any issue with her barking. And the other side, I've got a lovely couple, and they love her. So if she's being naughty, sometimes they come out and say, "Come on, Jess," you know. So she gets it from all sides if she's misbehaving. Okie dokie. So there we go. So I'm now going to have a look at what I want to put. What else I want to put on the journal, and I've got my stamps ready in case we want to stamp anything. I'm just going to move some ephemera that I've piled on top out of the way. So yeah, I've got a few stamps here that I'm looking at. They won't necessarily all be baking related, you know, they don't have to be. So I'm just looking at some of the ones. I always use my stamp, my kind of postage stamping one, and I'm just looking at all the different flowers and things that I have. We may go back to Tim. This one was, if you haven't seen this stamp before, this is the Stamp is Anonymous by Tim Holtz, and it's the Fabulous Flourishes, and this retailed at £19.50. And I was very lucky because I got it on eBay for £10. They come up occasionally, and they're really bendy stamps, so you can kind of use them wherever you want to. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of do a little bit of stamping throughout the journal, just to you know, make this ephemera mine. So the first thing I'm going to do is just put a little bit of a flourish down the side of this page, like so. Okay, and that just adds another dimension to the page and it makes it mine. And I'm also going to stamp a heart just up here by the sweet memories. Just get enough ink on there, and I'll take it off the edges because for some reason if it's a shallow stamp I'm always doing that. There we go, little mark there, but that's okay. Alright, so I'm just going to do that. Don't think I pressed down enough on the top, but that's fine. Okay, it's not supposed to be perfect. Okay, so yep, we've got that one there. I'm going to try and find some of my tiny stamps as well. Again, they may not all be appropriate, but I'll just pull them all out, have a look what we've got. There's a little butterfly there and a little bird. So, you know, that might be quite nice. Put a little butterfly on that one, and it just kind of makes the ephemera mine rather than somebody else's. So I do like to add a few little pieces on there. Let's flick over. I think I'm going to put a little something up in that top corner. What have I got there? It's a little bee. Let's see. That's a little stamp one, so I think we'll use that. Little flower. Just on the recipe page there. Okay. So you can really just, you know, use what you want, but just make it your own. That's why I've used this different paper in here. Let's just flick through now and see what else we want to do. I'm quite happy with that page. Not really a huge amount I can do here. This one I could put something on. Another butterfly would be nice. Actually, let's use, I think I've got a different one somewhere. There we go. It's slightly different. So I'm just going to ink that one up and just place that on there, just around those brambles. Okay, there we go. So already I've kind of changed the ephemera slightly. I think we're going to do something with this one. Oh, sorry, that's my door closing with the wind. It's nice to actually have a breeze, I'm not moaning. So I'm just going to use the Tim Holtz again, just to kind of go down the edge of this one. Pull that off. Lovely, I like that. And I'm just thinking about whether I want something else here. I'll have a think about that if I want to add something to that journaling card, but I quite like it with the stamp. Just going to leave that to dry for a second. Just pop that over there. Okay, so you don't have to use stamps, it's just I like using stamps because it gives you just a little bit of you know, makes it a little bit different. I think on these I'm just going to use the tiny stamps in the corner. Little bird on there. Let's just make sure I've got these up the right way. There we go. Also, I just like to add a little bit of something different to my card. I think this one needs trimming. Yeah, I think they might all do actually. Okay, let's just trim that off. Oh yes, these all need a little trim. I hope I haven't cut my little bird off now. No, I'm okay. Okay, that's fine. And we'll just trim the top off here. And these are just little index cards that you can get from, you know, anywhere really. They normally fit the postage size that most people make their postcard ephemera, so, and you can always trim them, but they are quite handy. And then we'll get our little bird and put one more on here, but I need to trim it first. Let's make sure they're all okay. And there she goes again. Let's pop that in there. Sorry about her, guys. I'll be going out for a walk soon, so. Okay. And one little bird there. Okay, that's lovely. Make sure that's nice and dry. Put that in there. Okay. Just shifting in my seat. Okay, we've got some little flowers here. Might put some of these down the page, just to give a bit of interest. Sometimes I like to overlap them. Okay, so that's just that page with a little bit of a stamping. You stamp those. This one I'm quite happy with. I've got to back these. I've got some flowers on there, so that's quite nice. I've made that a little bit different. I may use, I'm thinking that at some point I may use something on these. Possibly I'll just add some twine or some ribbon or some sort of trim to these, so that works really well. Let's look at this one. Let's put the little bee on that one, I think. So I just like to put little a little bit of interest onto the pieces, so that when someone turns them over, they're like, oh, that's so cute. Hopefully they're saying, oh, that's so cute. So yeah, just do a slightly bigger stamp on this one. It's just nice to create. Doesn't matter if it's not coming out. I just like to have something pretty on the back, just so not everything's plain. Let's put those on there. What have we got? I'll use the little flower on this one. So I'm just changing my ephemera slightly, just to kind of get a bit of interest, and that will go in there. Okay, this one's quite plain, but I have got these two pieces of ephemera at the back here, so I'm quite happy with that. This one's quite busy, so I'm okay with that. And I've still got to make our little notepad. Now, let's see what we can do on this one. I'm going to change into the big stamp from Tim Holtz, and I'm just going to put some ink on that. Go. Oh, that's made a bit of a splodge. Look what I've done. Be careful when using these. They're not like normal ones because they bend a lot. And I think I may have just bent that towards the pad a bit much. I'm just going to clean this up and we'll use the other one, because I think I probably need a bit more practice with this. It is pretty though, but I'm going to use that thinner one, I'm afraid. Do not want to mess up my journal at this stage. Certainly not on camera. Okay, let's just use this one. Just going to put that down, stamp that. Okay. Now I hate that. I'll be honest with you, I absolutely hate that. So it's coming out. It happens. Yeah, don't like it. This happens to me all the time. So we're going to need to probably change this page. Make sure it hasn't come through to the other side. I'm going to put something else on here. Oops. Okay, mistakes happen. You have to show them on camera. Yeah, didn't like that too much. So I'm going to make something different from there. Okay, let's look at these. I've got some more cards to back. Lovely. Okay, so you can see, apart from this mess, you can see how I would just kind of go through, maybe add a little butterfly, another little stamp there, and just look at what else I could add to the journal. I'm looking at some of these little sweet stickers. I quite like that one. Pop that one on there, just up in this corner. Life is sweet. That's looking really cute. So just, you know, going through and thinking, is there anything else I want to do to that page? Have I altered it enough? You know, is there anything else that I can do to make it my own? Make it look different from the original kit. I hope that's given you a few ideas. So stamps is a good one to use. Any stickers that you have, any other ephemera. I haven't got huge amounts for cakes, but you know, little pieces here and there will just make it look a bit more unique. So we're just going to pop that back on there now that's nice and dry. Okay, I hope that's helped. I know we've skipped an awful lot with the camera going wrong and everything, but that is the second signature completely done over here, if I can find it. Bum, bum. Yeah, this one, and I've still yet to go through and just make sure that I've got, again, stamps and altering things, little journal in there, little envelope in there. Certainly won't use the stamp on that one. I messed that page up. Yeah, so again, with something like this, you know, the postcard, I would probably use my own little postal stamp on that one. Just again, just to alter it, make it my own. Okay, and same on this one. Let me down here. There we go. And that way, it's just, it makes me feel like I'm not going against the original maker, and that I've kept to their terms and conditions. I've made it my own. I've kind of changed it, made it a bit different. Okay. All right, my lovelies. I hope that's given you a bit more of an insight into the journal and what you can do to really perfect it and make it yours. I'll make another video later on today, and that will go up tomorrow. You take care till then. Enjoy that weekend.